In this video, I'm going to cover the process costing and briefly explain the concept behind the process costing. This is a method that we have in our cost accounting, textbook. It is unlike the job costing which we had before. It deals with the homogeneous products, like identical units that we usually dealing with, let's say, mass production or large volume of production. Unlike the job costing where we're dealing with the heterogeneous items, like a unique big items that we covered in the previous chapters, that is our uh, job costing. But this is here we're dealing with the kind of identical, maybe a small unit. You can example maybe your iPhone. So when we're dealing with this kind of items, this kind of small items, which they could be similar, they are similar. So how can we assign cost to all units in our production lines? So I have one slide here that maybe I'm not sure if you can clearly see it. So I read. So I'm not going to give you any example like what I have in our PowerPoint presentation because you have those, right? Maybe after this one, I give you one example. I just want to give you the concept behind this kind of method of cost and make sure you understand the reason that we're using a kind of different method compared to job costing. Why is that? So uh, I I read from this part here. It says, let's say we want to produce 100 units of, let's say, iPhone. That, for example, if we have a total cost of $45,000. So we want to produce 100 items, such as, let's say, iPhone, and the total cost, let's assume that we know is $45,000. So what is the issue? We know in both job costing and process costing, we need to assign the cost to our cost object and then account for cost, let's say, in our balance sheet or income statements. So if you start to produce 100 units, and so we could have maybe three situations. I have them here. Number one, it says, let's start with the easy one. I said this is very easy because if we have no beginning inventory and we have no ending inventory, that means we started 100 units and we finish 100 units and the cost is $45,000. So the total cost assigned to 100 units, this is very easy. We can simply make a journal entry. That journal entry could be some, there could be some similarity between what we learned in the previous chapters, right? So we account for the material we purchase, we move the material to working process, and from working process to finished good to cost of goods sold, and done. So this is case number one, very easy. But look at number two. Number two says, let's say we have no beginning inventory, but we have some ending inventory. So in this case, well, we might have, let's say, some problems here because we cannot assign all $45,000 costs to those 100 units that we started to produce. Why? Because we completed just 80 units of those. So how about our 20 units incomplete or partially completed units that left in ending inventory? So how much of the $45,000 is assigned to 80 units completed? How much of the $45,000 is kind of assigned to those 20 units that they are not fully completed? So this is the main topic in process costing. If we understand this one, it will help us to understand all the slides that I gave you in those PowerPoint presentation. So again, the main issue here is we have 80 units completed, transfer from working process maybe to other department, but we have 20 units incomplete. So what is the problem here? Well, if I want to prepare my financial statements, how many units of ending inventory I'm going to enter? Am I going to enter 20 units? No, because the 20 units are not fully completed. So how many of those units I can account for when I prepare the balance sheet? This is the main topic here. So we have to come up with the rate of completion. What percentage of those 20 units are completed? If we can come up with that rate, then it is easy to convert from incomplete units to completed units. So let's say based on the department that they are in charge of assessing those kind of incomplete unit, we receive the information that 25% of those 20 units, let's say, have been completed. Okay, so then we take the 25% rate, use that and convert the 20 units incomplete to 25% of those 20 units. So simply multiply 20 by 0.25. Well, you get 5. So now I converted 20 incomplete units to 5 complete units. So I already have 80 units completed here. So these are my completed units. I have 20 units partially completed, which when I convert them by using 25% rate, I have 5 completed units. Now I have a total of 85 units. Okay, so now I can use the 85 units here to assign the cost to 80 units and to 5 units. Okay, so that's the main topic here. Again, I'm not going to do any calculation here. I just want to give you the concept behind this one. In the next slide, I give you more information on how do we assign the cost, because step one is to account for the total cost, and step two is account for calculating the incomplete unit and convert them to complete unit, and then assign the cost to those complete and incomplete units. Okay, so this was, see that case number 2 is the one that actually we need to work on, and then we have case number 3, which in case number 3 we have some beginning inventory and some ending inventory. So that this is actually different from number 2, because whatever we have left here in the ending inventory from this case number 2, they go to case number 3, and those ending inventory from number 2 become beginning inventory for number 3. Okay, so that's our case number 3. Now, I go back and give, let's say, summarize whatever I have here. Okay, so I have case number 1 with no beginning inventory, no ending inventory. We assign all $45,000 cost to 100 units and we transferred them out. That's easy. Number 2, no beginning inventory. We have some ending inventory, 20 units in ending inventory. Number 3, we have some beginning inventory. In this case, we have 20 from, let's say, case number 2, and we have some ending inventory, let's say maybe 25. So these are 3 different scenarios that we're dealing in this chapter. So try to watch this video, read the chapter. In the next video, I give you one simple example. Then you can start working using those slides. And when I meet you, maybe either maybe tomorrow or on Wednesday or on the weekends, let's say use those PowerPoint presentation to just maybe complete this chapter.